Hi Instagram, hi Facebook, hi everybody. Welcome to Feeling Fab Friday Live. Today we're going to talk about a subject that is near and dear to my heart, and that is hormones and emotions, both of them together. I have felt the effects of this in my own life, and probably part of the reason why I started to become a hormone coach in the beginning was because of my own battle with my emotions. I often felt out of control and that they were calling the shots. I didn't know how to handle them. Handle being the word there. Hi everybody, I see everybody joining, glad to have you. I was trying to handle them and stuff them away in some compartment somewhere and try to be something that I didn't feel. I often felt guilty for having emotions, and my reactions in my relationships actually began to call the shots. And so, you know, you hear a lot about women's and hormones and emotions being connected, right? Like, oh, watch out, it's that time of the month, or she's, you know, very hormonal would be the word that people use, right? And this is damaging to us as women, where first of all, we feel we shouldn't have emotions, and that our hormones are something that, you know, we need to control, and that our emotions are something that we need to control. So the first thing that I want to talk about, and I've got a lot to talk about today, is oftentimes we have had an experience in our childhood or in our middle school years where we got the message that it wasn't safe or good to feel our emotions, right? So that could have been an early experience with a parent, either saying, you know, encouraging you to stuff something away, like, oh, you're fine, honey, when you had some sort of negative experience, or even just observing parents and realizing that emotions weren't successful, right? They didn't help you be successful in your life. So really they should be compartmentalized, and that's something that you put over here. But the truth of it is that emotions are a communicating factor from your heart to your body to let you know what is going on, and often an indicator that there's pain there that we're trying to avoid, right? So, you know, I could talk about today with you all the different factors that come into play hormonally with different issues like anxiety. Yes, there's a component physically with anxiety, with neurotransmitters being off, with your GABA being low, with issues with your liver. Absolutely. Do I deal with that with my clients? Absolutely. We do functional testing, and we go in there and fix whatever we need to fix to make sure that their neurotransmitters are functioning properly and that their liver is processing their emotions physically by cleansing and clearing out their body. You know, depression, again, that can be a gut issue, right? 90% of our serotonin levels are made in our digestion, in our gut. So if something's off there, you can bet your beans that you're going to have some depression going on. You can definitely see the correlation there. You know, pessimism, that often feeling of negativity, that can be associated with issues with progesterone, especially in that second half of your cycle, right? You can feel that need to sit on the couch and eat bonbons and all that stuff, you know, but really it can be sensitivity there to estrogen and progesterone, and, you know, being more reactive, being more on edge, that anything just sets you off edge with your kids or with your loved ones. Yes, there's so many physical components to this, and I definitely help my clients get tested, figure out what they're lacking, where they need to get balanced, both in their digestion, in their liver, and in their hormones, their sex hormones, which typically the sex hormones bow down to whatever's happening in the digestion, in the liver, and the adrenals. So, but here's what I want to tell you today, okay? You're not going to get where you need to go with more head knowledge. Okay, most of you who are following me or have been following me, a lot of you have a lot of knowledge around hormones. You have a lot of knowledge around health. You've been studying for answers for a long time. You've been researching. You're not going to get where you need to go with more head knowledge, which is what I do differently in my programs with my clients, because I really believe that there's multiple levels of coaching, and the top level is really just going to be lists of things you should do, the rules, what to take, what not to take, more and more head knowledge. And what that does is it keeps you dependent on someone outside of you for information, and two, really can't get you to a full solution, right? Once we start going a little bit deeper and we start to unveil those things that are deep down calling the shots, we can also get stuck there because we can really feel guilty and really just be in a negative place of repeating the cycle, which is where a lot of therapy happens, where it's just repeating the story of everything that's happened in your life over and over and over again without finding a solution. It's only when we get to a deeper level where we actually get to integrate all this knowledge and actually let it transform us and change our relationship with ourselves by deep radical love for yourself and changing that game. So you're not going to get there with more head knowledge. I just want you to know that. We actually need to have something physically change inside of us with our hormones. So you know, that inner judge that I was talking about, right? That person can be there from childhood, basically calling you the shots, and really it's our self-voice against ourselves. I talked to a client today who was having a really hard time, just feeling really guilty, needing to get everything done, and those expectations and pressure come from nowhere but in herself, and it stems from something a long time ago where she felt she needed to be perfect, get everything done right in order for her to gain love. Really, that is like, you know, when you're in your childhood, it's a survival mode of like, what do I need to do to gain love and to be safe? And she got the message that she had to perform, she had to do everything perfectly, she had to just constantly check off those boxes. And that's, you know, that's a message that she's had from a long time ago. So is giving her supplements going to help that? No. I mean, I can definitely give her some things that are going to help calm her cortisol levels and calm that anxiety down, but we have to go in there and figure out why. So here's the thing. What are emotions to begin with? Anybody's watching live, you can comment there what you think emotions are. I would love to know your answers. So you can just go ahead in the comments and write. I see a lot of you watching, so just comments what emotions are. Let's see. Signs, information. Yep. Let's see what else. Indicators of how you're feeling. Yeah, so this is definitely like emotions are basically signs of different things that's going on in your body. And they actually did a study showing where the emotions show up physically in your body. If you're feeling anger, you get hot in the face, or different places in your body. So the way we feel and the way our emotions are and the way our body interacts is definitely correlating. So you know, the thing is when we shove those emotions away and we make them bad or wrong, we're really just shoving them to another place, right? So let's talk a little bit about constipation. So constipation is a problem in multiple ways. One, physically, if you're not pooping properly, right? We've got all sorts of toxins and things getting built up in there and in there. Same emotionally, if you're feeling that emotional constipation because you're not letting yourself process your emotions, you're just shoving them somewhere else, what's going to happen? What happens when you aren't pooping properly and you feel constipation? You feel crappy, right? You feel crappy in your body. You feel bloated. You feel full. Yeah, it's just a really terrible feeling. The same thing can happen emotionally, and then what happens is it explodes somewhere else, right? So that reaction that we have with that loved one or that spouse, it comes out at them, even though it's emotions that we've been suppressing for a really, really long time. So the thing about this is that we have to tune in to how we are feeling. And the real question we need to ask is if we're afraid of our emotions, if we're afraid of listening to them or dealing with them, what is it that we're really afraid of, right? So the person I was talking to today, she just kept saying, oh, I just need to stop crying. I just need to stop crying. And I said, why? Why do you need to stop crying? Obviously, there's a message happening here that you are in a lot of fear and pain, okay? And how should you talk to yourself? Like I said, would your friend come alongside you and talk to you this way? No. But yet we talk to ourselves that way, and we want to shove those emotions away and make us be wrong for it. And it is teaching our bodies how to react, and it's also teaching our children and people around us how to act, right, when we do that. So that same girl who got the message that she didn't need to process her emotions when she was younger is going to do that to her own children unless we switch the game up and we change it inside. And so, ladies, I cannot say this enough, that freedom comes when you're connected to yourself and your emotions. When your body is both working physically and emotionally properly, that equals freedom. Okay, you can't have one without the other. Because even if you take a bunch of supplements and you get your hormones more balanced, if you haven't processed these emotions, you're still going to have this issue. And vice versa, you really do need the physical component of cleaning up the digestion, cleaning up the liver, making sure the adrenals are functioning, making sure those sex hormones are functioning properly to experience that freedom. So I want you guys to start listening to your emotions, because they're signs: loneliness, depression, anxiety. All of this is messages to us. Addiction is a message to us. Okay? Any sort of addiction is a message to us, because addiction comes when there's unresolved needs. and unresolved trauma. So we're looking to cover it up with something, okay? So whether that's alcohol, whether that's food addiction, whether that's shopping addiction, or whether that's sex addiction, whatever it is just, a sign to cover up the pain. So why do we eat? Why do we numb ourselves? Because we have pain deep down that we're trying to cover up. So we're looking to something outside of ourselves to solve the problem, and the problem is really inside of us, and we need to get in there and start meeting our needs, right? And making this be a habit that we show up with ourselves in a kind way. And you become the hero of your own life when you start taking action on this stuff. So what is the difference between the women who come to work with me and the women who don't? They take action. They've said, I am worth this. I am worth this value. And let me tell you that a woman who shows up for herself in that way consistently changes her life and changes the game. So, yeah, we need to get to the point where we have this beautiful relationship with ourselves. So if you look at a woman who is really imbalanced, she can look like a lot of different things. She can be stressed, she can be disconnected, she can be overwhelmed, she can be dramatic, she can be reactive, she can be unhappy in her relationships. And I'm going to tell you about like the two different types of women who come to work with me. One is typically the alpha female, so this is one of the archetypes. And she tends to be that go-getting woman. She's super capable. She's probably rocking an awesome business. She's really successful. She's an awesome mom. She's go, go, go. She's got it all under control. And she's that woman that you look at like, I don't know how she does it. But in the midst of that, she's probably burying her emotions. She's pushing them aside. She's getting emotionally constipated because she's not processing them. She probably has high levels of anxiety that she deals with from running from one thing to the next. She typically has a high cortisol profile, and she is a really fast talker and breathing really fast and moving really fast. And even when you're present with her, or even when you're in front of her, you really can't feel relaxed because she's just going through everything and trying to get it done. And she really hides behind her busy life. That's really where she finds her safety, is in her busyness. And she is really about control, 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 control. She wants to control her kids. She wants to control her life. She wants to control her husband. She wants to just be in control. And she tends to be more angry and have a little bit more reaction. Okay, she can have that if she doesn't process properly. So that's one type of woman. The other type that I often see, the other archetype, is the low value woman. And what that is, she typically has really low self-worth. She's got that really strong inner judge who's really hard on her, who makes her feel wrong for everything. The alpha female can have that too, but she's got different ways of dealing with it. But the low value woman, she typically eats her emotions, where the alpha woman buries them away. So a low value woman will eat her emotions and make her, make food be something that she looks to satisfy her, to cover up her pain. She typically has more addictions that she could be hiding there, whether that's food, shopping, alcohol, whatever, drugs, all those things. She tends to have more of a depression profile than the anxiety, rooted in probably some gut issues, definitely. And she hides behind others, meaning she makes everybody else her priority. She takes care of her kids. She takes care of, other people and worried about other people's problems. She probably is really deep in everybody's business in a way of wanting to help, but to the point where she's put herself to the side and is taking care of everyone else. And she tends to have resentment. So where the high alpha woman is control, 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 the low value woman is resentful. She's resentful of her husband because he never helps her take care of everything. She feels like she's doing it all. She's resentful of maybe her children sometimes because she's lost certain freedoms. She's resentful of her friends who have stuff that she doesn't. But she has no boundaries, and she doesn't ask for what she wants, and she does not consider herself valuable to invest in. So she tends to have more pessimism and depression. That's kind of her emotions. So again, these two women have two different things we need to do, right? We need to talk about their hormones, what's going on. Why is her cortisol high? Is she in that busyness because her cortisol is high, or is her cortisol high because she's in her busyness? This is why I posted what comes first. The chicken or the eggs, the hormones or the emotions? Well, both, right? She could have a little bit of both going on, but that need to perform and that need to do everything perfectly and be in control, that is not coming from high cortisol. It's probably contributing to her high cortisol. So we need to go in there and figure out where this pressure is coming from, and change up her relationship with herself. And, the low value woman, Yes, we got to do some work there on her digestion, probably, of how her body's processing her nutrients and what's going on with her serotonin and her GABA and her brain communication, and deal with the emotional eating. But that's not going to happen from me giving her a list of what to do or what not to do. That's going to come from doing the inner work, to connecting her with herself and showing her her value and her worth. When she does that, she will literally transform. She'll transform her relationship with herself and her relationship with others, because she will now have boundaries in place where she believes that she's worth it to say what she wants, what she needs, in a kind way, not in that resentful way, right? Because what happens with that low value woman, when she's suppressing her emotions and she becomes resentful, she's harboring this anger inside, and she's fooling herself, right? Because she may not tell anybody about it, but oh boy, does she got it. She's got it going on, and that is just building up inside her and leads to toxicity in the body, both emotionally and physically. So both of these women need help, both physically, but they also need help and freedom emotionally, so they can break free of these chains of control, resentment, boost their self-worth, and stop bearing their emotions or eating their emotions or all the above, right? So this is where the connection is between hormones and emotions. It's very intricate, it's very deep, and it can absolutely change. You can absolutely have a different experience, but it starts with heart knowledge, not more head knowledge. Okay, so we got to get in there and free up that emotional constipation and free up your physical constipation, honestly, so that you can function and flow as a woman and show up in a way that invites other people in with you, invites presence. This helps you with your kids. This helps you with your relationship with your significant others. You know, all the above. Even if you don't have a significant other, it can change the game of actually maybe being able to have a room for one in your life, right? So this is the stuff that matters. This is the stuff I'm passionate about, because I've seen how it literally has transformed my life. My reactions have totally changed, where I now am able to respond both to my daughter and to people or friends or the person on the road who's irritating me, versus being so reactive. This is not meant to make you feel guilty, lovelies. This is literally to make you see that there's another way, and that you don't have to be feeling crappy 2 weeks out of the month where you're just on edge all the time. And let's figure out why. Let's dig in there and free you up inside, both physically and emotionally, so you can experience this freedom and experience the life that you are meant to, which is full of joy, full of compassion, full of connection, like radiant health. The way you look will change when you change and you do this work. So I'm going to give you 2 exercises today. The first one we're going to do first to just calm down our nervous system, activate the parasympathetic and the sympathetic, you know, because what happens when we're in fight or flight and that cortisol is high, we're just in that, you know, go, go, go mode. And oftentimes we're running throughout our day and we don't even take the time to do this. And I'm going to teach you a simple exercise that you can do anytime you're feeling stressed or feeling that high cortisol level, in the car, before bed, before a big meeting, whatever. Before you respond to your kids, whatever. So when we're in that fight or flight mode, literally one of our nostrils will shut down, the brain will shut it down to focus on breathing on the other side, to, you know, for multiple reasons, to, you know, be more efficient and get the air in faster, etc. But what that does is it lets your body know it's not okay and we're in a trauma fight or flight motion. So what we can do is reactivate that breathing on the other side and actually calm down your body and physiologically let it know it's okay. So everybody's going to do this with me right now. I want you to take your hand. You're going to put your thumb on, this is my left side, this is my right side. You put your thumb on your left side, and you're going to take a deep breath in on the right side, 5 counts. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to switch. Exhale this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to inhale this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale again. Close your eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale again. 2, 3, 4, 5. And switch. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, now that we've done that, we're going to do one more exercise to get in tune with our bodies. So most of us are up here in this head space, Okay, this producing energy of go, 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 go. This is a very masculine place to be. The checklist, the inner judge, the stuff you need to do, la, 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 constantly running in your mind, in your brain. We're going to take this energy right here, and we're going to move it inside our body and connect with ourselves. So close your eyes with me, and you're going to picture this energy in your head. Just picture it like a ball of light. I want you to slowly bring that ball of light down past your eyes. And we're going to relax the eyes as we do that. Close your eyes, please. Bring it past your mouth and your throat. When you do that, you're going to release the jaw, release any tension you're holding there. In your throat now, you're going to feel it relax. Bring that ball of light into our chest. At this point, we're going to let our shoulders drop and let that relax. Feel it moving down to our belly and our stomach. Let your chest relax. Let your stomach relax, any tightness you're holding in there. And you're going to let this light float down until it's in your womb space, okay, where your uterus would be, in between your pelvis. See if you can find that spot and get that light activated there. I want you to take both hands and put them right on your womb, underneath your belly. Deep breath in. Exhale. You feel that light growing as you breathe in, shrinking as you exhale. Just focus your energy there. Let everything else start to relax. Feel very present in your body. This is where your feminine energy lies, inside your body, not up in your head. This is where your wisdom is. This is where your relationship with yourself is. And you can turn on and activate this at many times of the day just by consciously pulling that mind energy and moving it down into your body. Feel your belly. Relax it. Stop holding any tightness there. And here you're going to take your hand and put it on your heart. And I want you to literally try not to assume. I want you to really listen. I want you to really ask your heart what it needs. See what the answer is. You can also, if you were in an emotional state, ask why you're upset. What are you really upset about? Why do you feel the need to control? Where does that come from? Why do you feel resentment? What's going on there? And check in with your heart. So ladies, I want you to open your eyes with me now. And this is a place you can come from. This isn't just a meditation that you do and you forget about it. You can do this all day long. Before you respond to your child, I want you to take that energy from your head and move it down into your womb space. Put your hand on your heart and respond from there. When someone asks you a question, you can do that as well. It gives you a chance to respond versus react. When you're feeling emotional, do not push it away and make yourself wrong for it. Whether you're crying, whether you're upset, whether you're angry, check in and find out why and what you need instead of making yourself wrong for it. Okay? So I want you guys to just understand that this is a practice. This is the tip of the iceberg of what I do to peel those layers back to get into your emotional world and help you build a relationship with yourself. And what this does is it transforms my clients' relationships with themselves and they begin to trust themselves again. And they don't have to keep coming to me, running to me with all their help, information, and advice. They can actually start to really be in tune with themselves. And this is life-changing work. This is giving them freedom emotionally and physically. And that's what I do, right? And I never want you to feel wrong for having emotions because I know I felt wrong for having emotions for most of my life. And the way you treat yourself is how other people are going to treat you. So here's just an example of that. It used to be, when I'd be cooking or something, I would make a mess, and I used to really shame myself for it. And I would hear a voice in my head from childhood being like, "You're too messy, la 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 la." And instead, Now I just chuckle at myself and say, oh man, you're like Master Chef, right? Master Chef's very fast. And I don't make myself wrong for it. Does that mean I don't have to clean up or change? No. It just means I'm not in this constant battle against myself. You are your best advocate. If you don't stand for you, who's going to stand for you? I can try to stand for you, and I certainly stand for my clients when I'm trying to get them into the program, because I know that it's going to change your life, even when they're in the program. Today I spent some time with somebody a little bit extra because she needed the support. That's my heart of helping and serving you, because I know how life transforming this is. I really do. It'll give you a sense of peace and presence, being able to be present with people. So this was a very long Feeling Fab Friday, but I can't shortcut this information, and I don't want to just give you more head knowledge. I want to give you heart knowledge. Okay, so if you have not signed up for my 5-day free challenge, I encourage you to do so. The link is on Instagram on my profile. You can click on that link. If you're on Facebook, I'll post it in the comments here. Join us. We're going to do 5 days. We're going to have 5 days of access to me and coaching, and I'm going to give you both physical and emotional work to do to really start to feel at home in your body and feel free. Okay, so this is life-changing, and I'm inviting you to join the free 5-day challenge. What do you have to lose? It starts June 18th. I'm going to give you plenty of time to order the stuff you need to order and get ready so you can go full in. So I would love for you to be there. I'm stoked for what I have to offer you. My heart is really here to help serve you, and I just care about you ladies so much. So thank you for tuning in today, and I hope to see you in the free 5-day challenge. I'll talk to you soon. Have a fabulous Feeling Friday, and don't make yourself wrong for having emotion. Love to you, my sisters. Bye-bye.